This is NTV Property Show. It's always such a great pleasure to have you with us. Now, whether you've been following the conversation on the news or online, you've seen just how many people have been duped of land purchases. Question is, what are the right processes of acquiring land in Kenya? We'll tell you all about that in not too long. But first, here is the Property of the Week segment. The natural fence and grill type gate offers the opportunity to live independently while giving the house occupants magnificent views of the estate. The fine graded stone driveway provides ample parking area. A paved pathway leads to the back porch. The compound is large enough to allow development of a garden and landscaped lawn for relaxing. You can even put up a gazebo if you so wish. Just like this decorative cum functional pillars, a bright theme is manifested throughout the house, complementing the accessories, design and style. A steel front door leads into the sunken living area with bright walls that warm up the room. This simple full moon sconce sits on beautifully fitted PVC ceiling, matching the strategically placed half moon wall brackets. All lighting accessories come with the house. The bright orange accent wall is a colorful way to add style and texture to the entire space. Curtain and sheer rods are already in place. Polished ceramic floor tiles pave the way into the spacious dining area. Just like all the other rooms, these wide windows are not only for aesthetic appeal, but to bring in maximum natural light. Next to it is the guest closet that comes complete with a wash area. The pass-through window frame connects the dining area and kitchen. It not only improves the way the room looks and flows together, it also enables conversations in the two rooms during meal preparation. The kitchen walls are done in an interesting color palette that opens up the space. Soft-touch MDF cabinets, pull-out drawers and shelves add functionality to the cooking space. There is space for a 4-burner cooker. A side door leads to the utility area. Instant shower heaters provide a constant supply of bathing water. Apart from the color scheme, the 2 spare bedrooms are exactly similar. The MDF wardrobes provide ample storage space and wall mirrors have already been fixed. These windows bring in maximum natural light. The master bedroom is bigger than the rest. There is sufficient space in front of the dressing mirror in case you want to place a chair there. The master bedroom has a vibrant color scheme that brightens up the space. This house comes complete with a self-contained DSQ. Electricity is postpaid. Water is supplied by both Kitengela EPZ and the Town Council of Kitengela. Backup water is supplied by a 1,000-litre water tank. The house is 6.5 million shillings negotiable, and if you buy to rent, you'll collect a monthly rent of 30,000 shillings. The house stands on an 1/8 acre of land with an independent title deed ready for transfer. Kitengela is a prime residential area that has close proximity to social and economic amenities like major banks, supermarkets, schools and hospitals. It's an 800-meter stretch to the main road and then 5 minutes drive into Kitengela town. Boda bodas and tuk-tuks are available. Kajiado is 40 kilometers away and Isinya 20 kilometers. Your roof can make or break the exterior appeal of your house. That's why there are many factors to consider when choosing roofing material, especially mabati. That's what's coming up next in our Property Essential segment. Ever heard of this saying, and I quote, "A good roof is a building's crowning glory," end of quote. Well, it may be a saying that we at NTV Property Show have come up with, but it is a worthy saying. Roofing is arguably one of the most important aspects of any building. A roof that is attractive, practical, elegant, one that blends in with the owner's lifestyle. When it comes to roofing material, mabati has been in existence for the longest time but has diversified over the years.
Rafiki Roofing Mabati is a roofing industry incorporated by City Engineering. We've been in the industry with City Engineering for over 50 years. Rafiki just grew in as a division 3 years ago, but as you can see, we're fast growing.
Operating with state-of-the-art manufacturing machines, Rafiki Roofing Mabati designed luxurious profiles such as Rafiki Tile, Roman Tile, Elite Tile, offering the beauty of high-end roofing with the affordability of metal roofing sheets.
There are various profiles depending on the end user needs, from commercial to residential. We have a luxury brand which is Rafiki Elite Tile and Roman Tile profiles. The next one is the industrial profiles, which actually have a wider coverage than the other players in the market. It goes up to 20% wider coverage, saving on cost, saving on time consumed to install it. We actually offer a wide range of variety in terms of gauge, in terms of thickness, in terms of paint color. So it's actually what you would want as an end user, if it's commercial, if it's residential.
Architects and contractors will enjoy working with the soft curves and versatility of strong profiles on a wide range of roof styles, appropriate for both commercial and residential needs. The wide range of colors incorporate a subtle natural shadow which automatically draws your eye to explore the richness and detail of the roof. All profiles are available in 12 colors. In addition, all profile sheets are available with gutters and ridges, as managing the water falling from a roof is critical for the protection of your home. Collecting and distributing water in a controlled system is the work of a gutter, and this is considered through Rafiki Roofing Mabati solution. Chances are that every day you pass a building that is already roofed in these eye-catching profile sheets. But what makes the Rafiki Roofing Mabati the smart choice in roofing?
They are unique as they provide a wider coverage than similar profiles from other roofing suppliers. In turn, this offers fantastic savings in terms of material costs while maintaining durability.
Aside from durability and savings in terms of material cost, other advantages include:
because our cost per square meter is cheaper, that goes up to a coverage of 1.1 meters. All our profiles are available in over 12 colors and different gauges. We also provide custom lens to eliminate wastage. Our goods are available nationwide, and we also offer free delivery.
Rafiki Roofing Mabati is manufactured under stringent quality controls in line with local and global quality systems to ensure that they meet KEBS and ISO quality standards. You could be deciding whether to buy land in a location that you've probably seen has prime land. Well, just after this short commercial break, you will know what the right processes are in acquiring land. The first thing that comes to mind when you think about buying land is that it's expensive. Well, can you buy land, say, when you have minimal savings? That's what we're talking about today, buying land in Kenya. And with us is Robert Kinyua. He is the marketing director at ProLand Realtors. Robert, tell us what qualifies an area as being prime land and how can one get to it?
Well, prime land, as just like you put it, it's as basic as that. One, you want to appreciate the close proximity to services, complementary services. We're speaking about your shopping center. You want to rise up in the morning, not take too long in traffic. Again, you want to be close to your work or your workstation. Secondly is the infrastructure element. You want utilities to be there. You want power. You want water, sustainable, of course. The other element is security, which is very key. And ultimately, because every property that one invests in, whether you want to build your residence, you want to look at an investment part of it. So the capital gain aspect comes in. So you want something that will appreciate, and eventually, if you want to shift probably to another location, you can still dispose it off, make some money, just like someone who invested in other investment options.
Can you qualify prime land to be an area which, as you said, it's shopping centers and all this coming into play, but what if they're not there yet? Can you qualify it as still being prime?
One, you consider government projections in terms of placing all this infrastructure and where these developments are going. Now, with examples of Tatu City, which is a couple of kilometers, 7 kilometers away from Nairobi CBD or thereabout. Well, very important, if you look at it with the future in mind and look at it again at what the developers in the locality have planned to put into place. So really what I'm bringing into perspective is the element of what plan is done in terms of infrastructure in the neighborhood.
There's a notion that land is very expensive in Kenya, and for people who may want to purchase land and may have minimal savings, can they still get to purchase this land?
Well, yes. Of course, market forces, that is demand and supply, come into play in a big way. That way, if so many people are looking into investing in the same property, of course the vendors will definitely increase the prices. Okay. That is, but I mean, very important is the cash pooling aspect. People coming together. A property might be X amount of money, which an individual may not afford, but if you pool your resources, you can easily get 1 acre, and out of that 1 acre, you get your subdivision. Everyone ends up with an eighth. Over a period of time, again, your bargaining capacity increases on the basis of how organized you are, and again on the basis of what potential you hold. So as opposed to an individual, as a group, again, gives you an upper hand.
There are many factors that you must consider before purchasing any land. Can you quickly tell us the vital factors that one should consider?
Well, one is the history of the land. Very important, because again of the legitimacy of the title that will be passed on to yourself, whether it's been historically public land, communal land, or has it been individually owned land? Has it been a freehold? Has it been a leasehold? These are very good aspects to look. Again, you look at where development aspects, or rather facilities are moving.
What kind of due diligence must a buyer conduct just before getting yourself into any kind of payment?
What comes into my mind is a recent occurrence of these developers who vanished. Investment in land is a capital investment. There isn't a single location you can go and source all these facts about this land. With all these things happening here, there, in some of them in government offices, but very important and basic is for you to understand the history of the area. Like I said, you want to know how has what has this land been? Has it been a public facility? Has it been communal land? So very important is first of all to befriend the neighbors, get them to tell you little or something about the land. If the neighbors who are not necessarily privy to your intentions of asking, tells you that, or rather knows nothing much about the property being peculiar, then you might as well assume that you're on the right track. Because I know if land has ownership issues, one, you'll have hostile neighbors or hostile inhabitants. So very important is for you to get onto the area, get to understand it, get source information basically from the neighbors, and if they're inhabitants, let them tell you. The government has custodians in all the counties. Please find your time, get there, talk to the officials, get to understand from a technical point how has this parcel of land transited from the initial, without necessarily, as you run your official search for a report.
All right. You mentioned earlier about freehold and lists in terms of titles. Can you quickly differentiate that for our viewers and also just to bring in the factors that separate each?
Well, very basic is if you go to the rural areas, you realize that most of that land is fee simple, it's freehold, meaning that you may not be required to go or apply for an extension of the lease with the government. But now with the new constitution dispensation, it's now mandatory that if you're living within urban setups, for example, Nairobi and its neighborhood, any parcel of land, like now, Ruiru initially was 99 years, which you looked at more or less freehold, because 999 years is quite long. Currently, all that, after subdivision and registration of the new titles, it turns to 99 years, which is leasehold. After which, when the 99 years expires, you're meant to renew. There's an assumption in the market that if you do not get a title, a one document title, then you may not have, you may not enjoy the privileges of purchasing the land as far as charging the property for a facility or something like that. But what is, if even the option of the lease, which is now happening in the urban areas, you still enjoy the same privileges. The only difference is that you might need to seek renewal after the 99 years, which the practice is that it will definitely get renewed. Okay. Yeah, so it's as good as the freehold.
Tell us, what are the different types of land available for sale?
There's the commercial land, there's the residential land. Commercial land is what you put up an office space. Your Westlands, your Upper Hill, your CBD, that's all commercial land. Your Kilimani, partly Lavington now is becoming commercial. Yes. There's the residential land, which is what most of us are keen on and what we're conversant on, which is all these parcels of land that we buy and build our single dwelling homes in Kitengela, you know, Ruiru, call it Runda. Again, you have your industrial area, which is fully high. I mean, it's purposely for industries. You're now coming up the light industrial, which has been brought up by our Tutatu city, thanks to our brothers Brendeva, good. And you've your site and service, our normal here there Naivasha, our Longonauts, our Isinyas, where you've learned that has all these services and complementary the agribusiness aspect to it, where with all these parcels that you purchase and there's a greenhouse, you have your monthly income, how practical it is, it's yet to be proved. Okay.
Is it possible for someone to buy land, maybe that the area around is residential, but you can turn it to commercial, so it's a sort of mixed-use development?
Yes, I mean, I can't talk about this without mentioning the current developments that have the different users all in one environment. I mean, a very good example, and probably you might want to look at it as an urban, privately owned urban setups. I mean, just like you have Nairobi, you have all these complementary residences, which is Westlands. You have your initially Upper Hill, now turns commercial. Kilimani or Lavington. I mean, look at what is coming up. When Centum got into Two Rivers, initially it was agricultural land. And what is the neighborhood? It's purely residence, which is Runda and Gigiri. This has changed the way the neighborhood used to be, which is Waka. I mean, now we can see already there's retail. You know, there are residences coming, or furnished apartments, and unfurnished apartments, with office blocks, with hotels coming up in the same setup. So really, yes, it's possible.
There's so much into land, and as we've looked at buying and how to purchase in terms of even getting that land, whether you have minimal savings or not. This is a conversation that is definitely going to continue next Sunday when we look at compensation, title deeds, and so much more. Book a date with us next Sunday at 5:30 p.m. here on NTV Property Show. Remember, you can talk to us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just search NTV Property Show, ask questions, or even tell us ideas on topics that you would like us to cover. See you next Sunday. Take care and God bless.